Is Keanu Reeves immortal? That's the question we're going to ask today, and I'll let you be the judge. Okay, so first a bit about Keanu Reeves, and then we'll look at the evidence that is set against him. Keanu Charles Reeves, born September 2nd, 1964, supposedly, is a Canadian-American actor and musician. He gained fame for his starring role performances in several blockbuster films, including comedies from Bill and Ted franchise, action thrillers Point Break and Speed, and the John Wick franchise. Reeves has earned critical acclaim for his acting. One New York Times critic praised Reeves' versatility, saying that he displays considerable discipline and range, a kind of discipline that comes with wisdom, and maybe being around for a very long time. Reeves' appearance has been unusual over the last few years. At the age of 54, he does not look anywhere near as old as what he is. He seems to have held on to his dashing young looks for a very long time, and a lot of people out there believe that Keanu Reeves is one of the immortals. There are a few that have been speculated on being immortal over the years, but Keanu has a lot of evidence against him, so I'm going to go through the evidence one by one, and you decide on what you think is true or false. The proof: he doesn't age at all. There is literally no difference between the photos from the 1980s to the 1990s and today. Any differences like wrinkles or aging spots may be down to some clever makeup techniques. If you're immortal and in the limelight, you soon learn how to hide any anti-aging properties you might have. He's also very kind. He truly respects the work of the behind-the-scenes staff on his movies, and the theory is that he has come to appreciate the hard work of others during his everlasting life. He's generous. He has given millions of dollars to charity over the years and prefers to give without credit. He negotiated a back-end deal on The Matrix, giving up his profit-sharing points to ensure the backroom team got the benefit of the success of the trilogy. That deal reportedly ended up being worth $75 million, and each member of the FX and costume teams apparently received $1 million each. He said tellingly, "Money is the last thing I think about. I could live on what I have already made for the next few centuries." It seems as though he has no worries about money. After living a very long life, he may understand that money comes and goes, and knowing what he knows, he would never be without. The next bit of so-called evidence, we have to go much further back all the way to Charlemagne. The portrait that is currently up now holds a striking resemblance to Keanu Reeves. It could just be coincidence, but I like to think that it may be something more. Let me explain a little bit about Charlemagne first. Charlemagne was king of the Franks from 768, king of the Lombards from 774, and emperor of the Romans from the year 800. During the early Middle Ages, he united the majority of the Western and Central Europe. He was the first recognized emperor to rule from Western Europe since the fall of the Western Roman Empire 3 centuries earlier. The expanded Frankish state that Charlemagne founded is called the Carolingian Empire. He was later canonized by anti-pope Paschal III. Charlemagne sounds like a man that wanted peace, that wanted to unite everybody under one banner and one rule. He also had a very suspicious death. He crowned his son just before he died, as if he knew his time was up, and his burial was rushed during cold weather, which was highly unusual in those days, and indicates a need to get rid of the body quickly. Maybe he knew his time was up, and that his reign was over, and maybe people started to get suspicious. From then on, there were no real sightings, or portraits or pictures, up until Paul Monet, who was born in 1847 and died in 1922. Again, a striking resemblance to Keanu. The younger brother of actor Jean Monnet Sully, Paul was born in Bergerac, Dordogne, and studied to become a medical doctor prior to his career in acting, only making his debut in 1880 in the Paris Odeon's production of Horace. It was in 1889 that he first played the comedy franchise, of which he became a sociétaire 2 years later. Monet garnered acclaim for his roles in Les Ariens, Les Arisans, and Othello. Monet appeared in a number of films, including playing the title character in a 1909 silent black and white version of Macbeth, directed by acclaimed French director André Calmets. He served as a professor at Paris Conservatoire, teaching among others Pierre Fresnay, Valentine Tessier, Daniel Medali, and Maure Ventura, and became a chevalier in the Legion of Honor. Monet died of heart disease on February the 10th, 1922, but his body was never found. Two striking resemblances throughout history, two mysterious deaths, two mysterious burials. Maybe he is immortal. Who really knows? That's for you to decide. But the pictures that I have presented previously are too similar to Reeves' appearance. Although there has been subtle changes over the years, it's not anything that couldn't be done without makeup, without camera techniques. Maybe he has decided that his time is coming up to an end. Maybe he wants to end it all, and this is why we see so much of him now. And going into the future, he wouldn't be able to come back again as somebody else. With the technology available to us today, we would notice. Somebody would notice. So maybe now he's decided it's time for his life to end. Maybe he wants to make as many movies as he can, getting the bug for it back in the early 1900s. Who knows? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.